in a cross-legged seated position, however you want to sit. Just sitting nice and tall, grounding yourself in your practice. Closing the eyes. Begin to drop into stillness. Noticing the breath, the ebb and flow of the breath. How the chest rises on an inhale and how it hugs back in on an exhale. These subtle movements. Slowing down the mind, slowing down the brain waves. Learning how to self-regulate. To send a signal to the nervous system that in this moment everything is okay. Bring all of your awareness to the center of your chest and a little bit to the left. Your heart. Noticing the organ of the heart, the physical part of the heart, maybe even you can hear your heartbeat. And also noticing the emotional aspect of the heart. How are you feeling today? Checking in with yourself. Without any judgment, without labeling good or bad. Just holding space for whatever it is that is showing up for you today. Being a container for your own healing. Dropping from thinking to being to feeling, allowing the heart to inform the mind, allowing the heart to inform the body. The yogis believe that the heart is the seat of the soul. It is where the soul resides. And so can you, for this practice, allow your heart to lead the way, to be your guiding compass, your GPS. Allowing your heart to let you know when to get deeper and push harder. And allowing it also to let you know when to take it easy, modify, and do less. Trusting that it's for your highest good. So you lead this practice from a place of wisdom instead of place of ego. Take a full inhale into the heart space. Open your mouth, exhale. And blink the eyes open. And come into a reclining position. So lying down on your back, if you have a block or even a stack of books, go ahead and grab it with you as you lie all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Just allowing that hollow space in the lower back, that lumbar spine to press into Mother Earth, feeling that extra support. Maybe you rock a little side to side, shake the head a little side to side, massage the lower back, the kidney band. And then gently rest your feet flat on the mat about hip distance. Maybe brushing your fingers at your heels and making sure that your heels are aligned right underneath your knees. And that the feet are parallel with each other. So the big toes are shaped like a number 11, pointing straight forward. Reach out for your block, and on an inhale, lift your hips up and slip that block underneath the sacrum, either at the lowest height or the medium height, coming into a supported version of bridge pose. Arms by your side, opening up the chest, maybe tucking the shoulders a little bit underneath you. Finding your alignment, keeping the inner thighs engaged, keeping the throat space open so there's more room for the breath to flow. And you can keep the knees bent, or an option to straighten your legs all the way out, opening up the entire front side of the body. And so this beautiful arc shape of a back bend, which is pretty much a counter pose for the shape of your body during the entire day. Too often we're hunched forward when we're eating, when we're driving, when we're texting, when we're even sitting down. And so in this pose, the heart is elevated higher than the brain. And so allowing the heart to lead the way as we set our intention in the beginning of the practice. And whenever the heart is higher than the brain, it is calming and soothing to the nervous system. You're reversing the effects of gravity. You're slipping into a parasympathetic state, which is opposite of a sympathetic state, that fight or flight, which we hear today that there's this COVID fatigue, even more than last year. Everybody's feeling it. Everybody's feeling fatigued, exhausted, because your body has been in a state of worry and stress and overwhelm for the last 18 or 19 months. And it's overwhelming to the body. And then it becomes a habitual frequency, becomes a habit. You don't even know why. The body gets used to always being worried. It's on autopilot. And so in a practice like this, you're literally resetting your entire nervous system. You're changing the chemistry, the cocktails of chemistry in your body, those stress hormones that are always active. We kind of reduce that activity, and we tap into all those feel-good endorphins and hormones. That's why you always feel the way you feel after yoga practice. You feel so calm, so centered, at bliss. And the quality of your thinking, the quality of your decision making is going to be completely different after your practice. The person who practices on a regular basis will have completely different relationships with their loved ones or at work. They have more space, more capacity to be kind, to be compassionate. And so this practice is way, way more than just stretching and looking good. It's feeling good. It's from the inside out. And then it spreads around you, and it impacts even other people around you.
That's how powerful this work is. And take a last full breath in, a long breath out. Bending your knees if you straighten your legs, bringing the feet flat. Just lifting the hips 1 tiny inch off the mat and slip that block from underneath you. And gently 1 vertebra at a time, lower all the way down, a slight tuck in the tailbone as you rest your sacrum back down. I like to put both of my hands on my frontal hip bones, just that grounding feeling. Knock your knees together to connect, pausing for a moment. The transitions are just as important as the pose, especially since we hold the poses for such a long time. You want to honor the body and give it time to recalibrate. Beautiful, friends. And from here, separate the knees back to hip distance. And you're going to take your right ankle over your left ankle, flex the right foot, coming into a reclining pigeon pose. And we're not going to hold this for long. It's just a transitional pose. Straighten your right arm all the way out by your right, like half of a letter T. Spin your palm to face the sky. And go ahead and scoot your hips a little bit to the right and slowly drop your sole of the right foot and the left knee all the way down to the earth. And so coming into this modified version of a twist, if you want to do the double wrap twist, go ahead and do so. This version of the twist is way more gentle on the lower back, especially if your lower back tends to be tender. And allowing that right shoulder to be heavy like a paperweight, rooting down into the earth. Maybe you look to the right. And so the version of the double knee wrap twist is that you're just going to wrap the thigh over the thigh. But I'm going to stay right here today. And then coming back to the breath. The best thing to focus on is your own breath. The gift of life is the gift of breath. The first thing you did when you came to this world, you took a breath. And the last thing you're going to do when you leave this world is you're going to release a breath. And so breathing in, you're breathing in. Breathing out, you're breathing out. Grateful for each breath. Fully present in the here and now. Beautiful, you guys. Slowly begin to hug your knees back into your chest. And from here, we're going to come into a happy baby pose, grabbing a hold of the outer edges of your feet, elbows inside of the knees, so opening the knees wide. Go ahead and spread your ankles wide, ankles above knees, upper thighs hugging in towards the rib cage. And so you can stay here. For those of you who the outer edges of your feet are just not accessible to you, go ahead and just grab behind the thighs right here and just hug it in. So always modifying, always taking care of yourself, trusting that you're still getting the same benefit as everybody else. Coming back to that intention that you set for yourself in the beginning of the practice, leading from a place of wisdom, not a place of ego. Always remembering that the first and foremost purpose and goal of this practice is for you to take care of yourself. Not to get into the pose, not to compare and compete with others. This is about well-being, about self-care, about longevity, taking care of your body so it's healthy and supple until you're in a very, very old age, living a healthy, long life. So this really has very little to do with how deep into the pose you get. It's all about just stretching the body to the point that is appropriate for your unique anatomy. Every body is different, every bone structure is different. So you just take care of yourself and allow your body, allow your heart to let you know when to stop. Where's that balance, that sweet spot between not too much and not too little? Allowing your breath to shape the pose instead of the pose shaping your breath. So if you're noticing that you're gripping, you're not breathing properly, that's your sign that you went too far. And from here, just give it one last pull here. And slowly release, hugging the knees back into the chest. And dropping the soles of the feet flat. And taking that left ankle over the right knee, flexing the left foot. Extending that left arm by your side. And then you just send your hips a little bit to the left and drop the foot and the knee all the way to the right. Taking your time, making the necessary adjustments. Maybe you go for the double wrap knee twist. Maybe not. All is good. In this moment, all is good. Breathing in, you're breathing in. And breathing out, you're breathing out. Maybe closing the eyes, going deeper and deeper, preserving your own energy. It takes a lot of energy for the brain to process what it's looking at. And this practice is all about filling your cup recharging, refueling. It's almost like when you charge your phone and you're watching a video on it at the same time, versus when you charge your phone and you keep it off. It charges faster that way. And this practice is a supercharger. Taking one last full inhale and a long exhale. Unravel yourself and hug the knees back into the chest. And gently rock yourself up or roll onto one side. Coming into a cross-legged seat here. We're going to come into a double pigeon pose. So you're going to keep your left leg straight and take your right ankle over your left knee. And then bend your left knee and wrap the shin underneath. So knees aligned with the ankles. And if this is too intense, and it can be intense, I highly encourage you to just come to an easy cross-legged seat, or you can come into a reclining pigeon. So always modifying, always taking care of yourself. And if you notice that sometimes some of us, the right knee stays up, like right here, it won't go down, what you can do is you can easily place a block between the ankle and the knee, and you can actually play with the height of the block as high as you need to. So again, always modifying, always taking care of yourself. And maybe you stay upright here, and some of us will go deeper and circle the arms up, inhale, and then hinge from the crease of the hips and fold forward, exhale, maybe lowering onto the elbows, maybe stacking the palms on top of each other and resting your forehead down. Again, noticing the breath. Can you still breathe freely? Noticing what's going on, what's the story that you're telling yourself right here, right now, in these challenging postures. The body will do whatever you want it to do. It's the story, it's the mind telling the body all these stories that are not always necessarily true. And that's why we lead this practice from a place of wisdom, from the intuition of our own heart, not from the mind. So can you stay away from thinking and tap deeper into feeling, into sensations, allowing the heart to inform the body and inform the mind. And it can be challenging because nobody taught you how to do this. From a very young age, we were wired in school to think, think, think. And there was very little focus on feeling, on intuition, on sensations. So notice how you're reacting. Are you fidgeting? Are you trying to find a distraction? Do you want to run away? Are you quitting? What is your pattern when you are faced with a challenging situation? Can you breathe? Can you cross that threshold? There's so much beauty waiting for you on the other side. Can you tell yourself a different story? I can and I will and I am. I am capable. I am healthy. I am grateful for this body that is able to move in this way. I showed up for myself. I'm doing the work. Kudos to myself. And from here, slowly, if you folded, come on up. Place your hands behind you, lean back a little, and just release those legs. Give them a break. They probably need it. Shimmy the legs, get the blood to flow back here for a moment. And we're going to keep the right leg straight here to give it a break. And we're going to bend the left knee and slide the foot high up the inner right thigh. And then make sure that your torso is in alignment with your hips. So you're facing forward. Flex the right foot. The right toes are pointing straight up to the sky. Inhale, circle both arms up. And exhale, fold. Grab whatever you can grab. And if you can't grab the foot, you can wrap a towel around the sole of the foot or a necktie. And then just, even if you need to keep a gentle bend in the knee, you can. Again, modifying, taking care of yourself. Maybe even wrapping the left side of your torso down to the earth a little bit. Notice how just that very subtle movement impacts the lower back, the left side of the lower back, right where the back connects with the hip. Breathe into the sensations. Use your own breath like medicine and allow it to wash any tightness, any stagnation. If you're feeling tight, if you're feeling stiff, the reason behind that is that area in your body has probably been neglected and there's not enough blood flow there. And so that means that you need this practice actually more than anyone else. That you're at the right place at the right time, doing the right work. So breathe into it and allow the blood to rush to those areas, lubricating whatever needs softening, creating more elasticity in the body. Like oiling up a machine, allowing more mobility, pliability, full range of motion. Whether you're a beginner, or recovering from an injury, or old age, or even for those of you who are highly active and usually practice those high intensity workouts during the week, this practice is the best complement. It allows you to actually push harder at the gym because now you have more flexibility and mobility to go deeper without causing any injuries. So we know now that football players and basketball players, they all have a yoga teacher on speed dial, because these practices have proven to make them even better athletes. There's a reason why yoga has been around for all these years. Take a full inhale in and a long exhale out. And slowly find your way up. Straighten your left leg, so both legs straight, coming into a Dandasana. And we come into a double pigeon on the other side. So this time we're going to keep the right knee straight, bend the left knee, left ankle over right knee. And then you bend that bottom right knee. And then you just stack your shins on top of each other. So shin on shin, feet in alignment with the ankles. Again, modify, take any other version if you need to. Reclining pigeon is an excellent alternative. Inhale, circle the arms up. And exhale, fold to your degree. Maybe you grab a block, you place it underneath your forehead, allowing the earth to rise to meet you. How is your breath? Are you still breathing? Take a few more breaths here. And slowly bring yourself out of whatever variation of the pose that you're in. Plant your hands behind you, lean back, straighten the legs out in front of you. Again, giving them a little shimmy, a little wiggle. Beautiful. And slowly come onto your hands and knees into a tabletop position. And stack your shoulders above your wrists, but slide your knees a little bit back behind you for a moment. And we're going to do some giant hip circles here, just releasing the hips. So imagine that you're coming into a child's pose. Send both of your hips down towards your right ankle first, and then swing your hips to the left ankle. And then draw your chest forward. And then continue with this circle.
focusing on one direction for now. You're probably feeling it after all those hip openers. Even these very gentle, slow movements are so beneficial. And then from here, go ahead and switch the direction of your circle opposite way. Remembering to breathe, inhaling forward and exhaling when you send the hips back. Like a beautiful dance, like a musician finding that perfect note. Moving with harmony, synchronizing with the heartbeat of the earth. And then find your way back into tabletop, sliding your knees forward. Come onto your elbows and then slide the knees all the way back, coming onto your thighs, Sphinx pose. So just opening up the chest here, coming into a gentle back bend, countering all the folds we did. And see if you can open up the collarbone. Send the back of the skull back. Making sure that your shoulders are right above your elbows. That 90-degree angle in the elbow. Once you find your alignment, you come back to the breath. You come back to that meditative state. And from here, gently look over your right shoulder and just come into a very gentle twist, drawing your right shoulder back. Imagine you're looking above the right shoulder and back towards the back of the space. And feel that in the lower back. Should feel pretty good. And then slowly bring your head back to center. And same thing on the other side. Looking over the left shoulder. Maybe bringing a smile to your face. So we even do some face yoga here. It is said that when you smile, that you condition your mind to smile as well and think happy thoughts. That really the mind doesn't know the difference between what is imagined and what is real. And so really its job is to do what you tell it to do. You're the commander in chief. Come back to center. Take a full inhale and a long exhale. Gently lower your forehead down. Stack your palms on top of each other. Create a pillow for yourself. Pause here for a moment.
Just allow the spine to recalibrate. Coming back home, coming back to your breath. That ebb and flow of your life force, your prana, increasing more of your natural light back into you, your life essence, your vitality. You go to the best doctors, the best neurosurgeons, the best studies, they all come back to breathe, breathe and meditate. And we see that in the deer. When they're first born, the animal, the deer, they have this scent that they keep searching for all of their life. They go from one place to another, following and searching for this scent, and it's not until the end of their life that they discover that the scent, this musk, was coming from right underneath their nose. They were producing it. And so we think that we need this, we need to do this, we need to follow this diet, we need to buy this thing and take this course and read this book. And really all you need is to breathe fully and properly. It is the best medicine nature gave you. From here, slowly bring yourself onto your hands and knees, tabletop position. Crawl your knees forward to meet your hands, cross your ankles behind you, and then straighten your legs out in front of you. Sit up nice and tall, Dandasana. Keep the left leg straight and just bend your right knee, slide the sole of the right foot high up the inner left thigh. Aligning your torso with your left leg. Inhale, circle both arms up. And exhale, fold. Again, it's not about reaching your toes. It's really about the quality of your breath, the quality of your thoughts, the quality of your emotions, the quality of the voice in your head. What does that voice in your head sound like? Is it loving? Is it kind? That is really the true sign of an evolved and mature yoga practice. You see, the master yogis, they're not worried about how deep they can go. They're not worried how they look. They are fully present to the experience. So make this a positive experience, a loving experience. My breath is flowing freely. My mind is calm. My heart is open. And I'm moving my body in a way that feels good. That's the yoga.
From here, slowly release whatever you have, come back up, and then release the right leg next to the left leg. Again, coming back, bringing the blood flow back into the legs. And coming back into a reclining position, lying all the way down onto your back, right where we started. Hugging your knees into your chest for a moment, rocking a little side to side. And keeping your legs straight, reach your arms up and over the head until the backs of the hands rest in the back of the space. And then with your right hand, grab a hold of your left wrist and lift your torso just a few inches off the mat and lean your entire torso towards the left corner of your mat. So you're leaning all the way to the left, and then rest your head down, rest your shoulders down, your arms down. And for some of us, maybe this is it. Maybe you stay right here. Or maybe you crawl both of your feet all the way to the left as well, coming into that banana shape, banana asana. So if somebody was looking at you from the ceiling, you're shaped like a banana. An option to stay here, or if you want to go further, what you can do, you can take your left ankle and hook it over the left ankle. And if this is too much, you can just bend your left knee and plant the sole of the left foot flat on the earth outside of that right knee. And so you're feeling the stretch in the entire left side of the body. And from wherever you are, just release your legs and crawl your feet back to the center. And then bring your chest as well back to the center. Release the arms all the way down by your sides. And just take a moment in an early Shavasana here just to notice the difference between the left side of your body and the right side of your body. Full body awareness. And then inhaling, both arms sweep up. With your left hand, grab a hold of your right wrist. Inhale, lift your torso up and then gently lean towards the left corner of your mat or the opposite corner of your mat, wherever you are. And then you can stay here. You move your feet also to the left. Maybe you hook the right ankle over the left. Maybe you bend the right knee and plant the sole of the foot flat. And feeling the stretch in the entire right side of the body.
If your shoulders get tired, what you can do is you can just bend the elbows and just hug the elbows with the hands. That's a nice modification. You should really be feeling it in the lat muscle of the right shoulder. And take a full inhale in, full exhale out. Release the legs first, bring them back to center. Bringing your torso back to center, extending your arms all the way down by your side. And before we completely rest in Shavasana, we're going to do a very beautiful meditation. Place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart space, and just bringing all of your awareness into your heart. Again, tuning in to this incredible vessel. And can you breathe into the heart? And as you breathe in, visualize a white light shining inside of your heart. And as you breathe out, visualize this light dim back in. So this light keeps pulsating as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Shining your own light. And gently release this image. And straighten your right arm by your side, straighten your left arm by your side. Spin your palms to face the sky, open heart, open chest, open body. Shavasana. And allow your next inhale to be a little fuller. And exhale a little longer. Rubbing your thumb onto each finger pad. Coming back to the physical sensation of your body, of bone and blood. And shaking your head a little side to side, massaging the back of your skull. And bending the knees. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself the warmest, most loving hug. And gently roll onto one side into a fetal position, pausing for a sweet moment there. Allowing what you just tapped into to carry you through the rest of your day. Gently pressing into your hand, finding your way up into an easy cross-legged seated position, floating the palms together to connect, plugging the backs of your thumbs into your heart space, and bowing your chin to your chest as if you're looking into your own heart. That sense of gratitude, humility, and honor for the work that you just did. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be at peace. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Always an honor guiding you through your practice. Much love, much gratitude.